Hey, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at HBAR, which is actually up 6% today. The entire market has seen a slight reversal up. Now, we did actually see a very big pump on Bitcoin and the entire market, where we went from, roughly 97,000 all the way up to $100,000 during the stock market open. Right after that, we dumped straight back down to around 98, 97,000. Essentially, that happened across all crypto coins, and yeah, it seems to be developing into a slight trend right now, where we see a run up just before we get the stock market open, and then we instantly see a sell off. So that might be a pattern that is developing and will continue developing over the course of next week as well. Obviously, we're now heading into the weekend, so we can't really test that theory tomorrow or on Sunday, but on Monday all the way through to maybe Wednesday, if it's still occurring, then on Thursday, Friday, we can start entering trades simply just based off of that pattern, which will be quite good. Now, another thing on trades, we have been absolutely crushing it inside of the Discord, and if you're not in there yet, then make sure you join up. It'll be the first link in the description. We're crushing it in there day in, day out. You can see on the screen right now just how many wins we're getting. Yeah, all the members that have been joining have been winning and making profit, so make sure you join up and be one of them. Now, back to HBAR, and let me know in the comments as well if you guys are liking this new sort of color scheme that I have going on here. Maybe it will hurt your eyes a bit less. But yeah, on HBAR, we are currently pumping back up after the little dump that we saw today, and the main reason for that is I think the market is finally ready, to come back into its bullish trend and bullish nature. Bitcoin dominance has been trending up ever so slightly. If we take a look here, it's actually come into this sort of wedge pattern now, where volume is slowly starting to decrease, and it looks like we could actually see a sell-off very soon on DOM. And when I mean sell-off, obviously Bitcoin dominance isn't traded, but it means that more people will invest in altcoins very soon, as if the volume is dying down on dominance, then it means we should be able to see a large spike of volume very soon. And that's usually what happens is in crypto, or in any sort of market, we will see volume initially have a huge spike up, and then we come into these consolidations where it dies down significantly right until we get squeezed to the very edge and we see a pop in either direction. Now, with dominance, we're obviously being squeezed in the upward direction, so usually we'll see a huge dump down. If that does happen, then obviously altcoins will be mooning even more. If we go on the daily chart here on HBAR, we are on quite a good support level here on the 0.5 level of the Fibonacci right here. Obviously, this was a major support right here, the 0.618 at 18 cents, which we saw a huge wick down to. That obviously got hit. We jumped right back up. That was the massive scam wick that we saw a few days ago. Now, we are bouncing off of this support, and the next real target that we have for HBAR is going to be right here at 26.5 cents, and that's what we're targeting. It's not a large move up actually on the daily here. If you're going for a scalp, this is really where you'll be scalping towards. From current entry price, it's like an 8% move, so it's not huge, but regardless, we might actually be able to find a trade here if we go into a lower time frame. Although there isn't much to go off from here, there really is not much to go from. We don't have any fair value gaps, we don't have any established order blocks created. This right here was an order block, so if anybody was able to catch this trade right here, the white box, this was an order block, so you could have entered either at 100% of the fill or 50% or a tap. This is a trade that I would have gone for if I have seen it. Unfortunately, I didn't. We were focused on a few other trends and trades, but yeah, this was actually a very good trade. So again, we've gone through this strategy multiple times in previous videos, so if you're new here, I'll quickly go for it again. The best way I usually like to hit my trades is, for example, we go onto the daily chart, weekly chart to develop a bias. Clearly the bias was bearish here, but we're imminent for a reversal, and the overall trend, if we zoom out further, it is bullish. We're still trending up. Shorter term, it's bearish, but in the hopes for a reversal, we're going to be looking for longs, any sort of longs. We're on a support level here from the 0.5, so clearly there must be some sort of bullish support. We also tapped the 0.618 level here on the fib, similar to the 0.5, but this actually happened, and we did see a good rejection from this level. Lots of buys signaled by this wick. Then what we do is we go into a lower time frame, like the 4 hour, for example. 4 hour, what do we see? So we're dumping off, obviously, that huge wick. Then we see a massive rally, so clearly there is buyers coming into the market. We're going to get a slight sell off regardless. Then we go into the 1 hour, and what do we see on the 1 hour? Well, during this massive pump, what did we see? Well, we saw an order block created. How is this an order block? Because we also created a fair value gap. Then we obviously have the fair value gap. We don't want to enter off the fair value gap because the order block has more confluence. So what would we do? We set our entry to the order block. Obviously we can't enter here because it's a past order block, and we wait. We either enter at tap 50% or 100% fill. We can just stretch out and we wait. We set our take profit to either the previous high, you know, the other previous high. Like these highs are huge as well, 20%, 25%, so very, very big highs. And yeah, you just set your take profit at either one. Your stop loss can be set to the low here, the low here, the low wick, depending on, you know, your risk, and then you just ride the trade out. Another thing I like to do as well is once I'm actually in the trade is I'll be setting my stop loss higher and higher as the trade goes on. So here, for example, it's up 7-8%. Instead of just taking profit here, I want to keep my target quite high, and what I do is I'll move my stop loss to this profit level right here at these wick lows, so at 3.8%. With leverage, we're looking at, what would that be, 80% profit nearly with 20x leverage. So if it does come back down and it does reverse, our stop loss gets hit, but it gets hit for 80% profit. And if it doesn't get hit and the trade continues, then we still will get the benefits of the 25% profit level. And that's the way I think it's best to do it, especially when it's super volatile like this. So yeah, that's what I would have done, and that's how I do it every single time. Like we did a huge trade on Solana, which was just a few weeks ago, that hit 1000% profit. A few of the trades also like 5, 6, 700% profit. So we had a very, very good January. February has just started, and we're going to be finding the same trades. Even if we missed out on one, there's plenty more coming. That, you know, the volatility here was huge. Even for XRP, you could have done a similar thing. So yeah, lots of trades to still catch. Don't be disheartened if you haven't caught any just yet. Now, another thing we need to take a look at is Bitcoin. So obviously we talked about the pattern that is developing that we could use into next week, but we also need for BTC to break above 102,000. In our previous video was the, you know, weekly high that we had that we need to break above, but essentially our next target is 114,000 right here. This is our next target, and yeah, I mean, regardless, we're still in a bullish trend, so breaking above 102,000 would just sort of solidify that and allow us to push to 114 as the next target. For now, our target has to be $4,000 higher, which isn't a lot. It's like a, you know, a 5% move up, but regardless, once we get that move up, we can then start to really look at 114, which would be 10% higher, and that really starts to add to the market. The S&P is actually crashing down as well today. If we take a look at the hourly, it's down 0.5%, slightly clawing back the day as it goes. If we take a look at Bitcoin, it's done the exact same thing. Saw a pump up again, as we talked about at the start, just before stock market opened. Right as it opened, it dumped off. So make sure to look out for that on Monday, Tuesday, see how it develops, and hopefully you'll be able to get some trades from that as well. So yeah, that's what we have on HBAR. For the longer time frame analysis, again, we talked about accumulating here. Like, these areas are good to accumulate in for the longer term. If you didn't do so, then again, that's on you. You know, it's better to buy at these dips than to wait until it rips and start accumulating there. So if you didn't accumulate yet, I mean, you still have time. It's like a 8% deficit, but you still have time. It's better to enter an 8% deficit than a 30, 70, 100% deficit. And then obviously targeting, if you just target the next highs that we had, 80% profit, targeting higher, like 50 cents, I think this is the all-time high. You're looking at, you know, 2.5x profit. So easy returns right there, in my opinion. Now, if you did enjoy the video and you did find it helpful, please do make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to be getting trades sent to you every single day, then check out the Discord down below. If you need a place to buy, sell, or trade cryptocurrency for the lowest fees with the best sign-up rewards, then check out all the exchanges we're working with down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.